What's going on? How's everybody doing out there? So, it has come to my attention that it has been quite a while since I have done any pour baits, either on this channel or even off this channel. I think the last one I did was the Epic Pud, which that was like a few months ago. So I have dusted off a few of these molds and I got them set up here. But I think I've come up with an easy way to do some detailed pour baits. I think it'll turn out pretty good. I've never tried this before, but we're going to try to do detailed pour baits in a solid color. And what I mean by details, like we're going to put some stripes on them and stuff like that, do a capsule pour and clear, do some stripes on it with some paint and stuff like that, and then just pick one color to pour in these molds, and hopefully it makes the detail look pretty sweet and stuff like that. So I got everything laid out here. I'll show you what I'm doing here. So let's turn the camera and show you what I got. All right, everybody, this is what I got laid out here. So I have pulled down the G3 and the G4 from Anglin AI. Here is the G4. I thought I'd show you a cool detail of that one. It's a really good mold, nice 4-inch profile and stuff like that. It's kind of a bigger bait, but what's really cool about the G3 is it's a really small bait, and it's really good for, like, you know, your smaller fish. I would say from crappie to smallmouth, even smaller largemouth, maybe even bigger largemouth. I don't know. So, but I use this one for, like, you know, smallmouth bass fishing and stuff like that. So, and you can see the difference quite a bit, but one is 4 inches and one is 3 inches. So yeah, awesome molds. I love pouring these molds. So, and the reason I was meaning I'm gonna keep it simple is here is our colors right there. I'm gonna do two different runs of these. So I got some clear here. I'm gonna split this in half. This will be our capsule pour where we pour it on the bait so we can do some detailing. Got some dotting paint here. Got a couple of paint brushes. I've been pulling some glitter. I may put a little bit of glitter in the clear here as we do our capsule pour, but we'll see. So right here, this is 1 cup of Pixie Dust. So the first one is sungill. It's just 1 cup with a quarter teaspoon of sungill Pixie Dust in there. I made these last night. I just wanted to see the colors there, and I think these will work for it. This one is called bluegill. As you can see, it's, you know, it's like I said, it's we have to remelt this and stuff like that. I think the sungill is fine by itself. I think we could do some detailing and it'll show up, you know, with this color behind it and stuff like that. The bluegill, I'm going to probably darken it up with a couple of drops of black to really bring out the blues in this. I've seen this color before and it really does blue up when you put a couple of drops of black. That's why I got some Lureworks black sitting right there. So I'm going to probably do half of this and half of this one for these pours because it doesn't take very much plastic to do the G3s or 4s. And then I'm probably going to cut this in half and half it up because I think I'm going to put not just black flake for our capsule pour, but maybe some blues for the bluegill, maybe a little bit of hollow shift or something like that. I don't know. I'm still pulling glitters as we're speaking now. So I'm gonna get all set up, and we're gonna get these all cut up and start melting some plastic. And I think the first thing we have to do is do our capsule pours for our swim baits. So I'm gonna get everything ready to go, and I'll meet you back here in just a little bit. All right, I have everything divided up. So I have 2 cups of clear. These are probably going to be around a little more than a 1/4 cup. That should be enough to do 2 sets of clear capsules. Like I said, I'm gonna put some glitter in these for our capsule pours. And then I took half of the bluegill and put it in a 1 cup, and I took half of the sungill because I think that's all we're going to need to pour these 4 baits and stuff like that. So I'm going to start cooking one of these clears, and then we're going to start doing some capsule pouring here. All right, everybody, we are capsule pouring these. I'm on the 4s right now. So you just pour a nice good bit in there, then just dump it down on the tray here, and then just tilt it on back on its top there and let that sit and cool down. We'll do the other side of that one. I hope I have enough. Perfect. We got just enough. I'm gonna let that one sit right there. So let me grab this back one here. You can see that I put some blue and holographic glitter through it, mixed in with 4 different sizes of black there because I keep a container with all 4 mixed up. But I think that's going to make a pretty good capsule pour. I'm going to get these all cleaned up, and then we'll start doing some detailing on them. All right, everybody, you've seen me do this before. So I have the capsule pour, and as you can see, we have our excess on top there. So the easiest way to do that is you just push against the edge of the mold there, and it's got like a little bit of a sharper edge. It's not going to cut you or anything, but it is sharp enough to where you can actually just peel back your excess plastic, and now you have a nice clean edge there. So we are going to take the heat gun to these, kind of adhere them to the molds, and then we'll start doing some detailing. All right, so I got 3 of the 4 molds done. We were putting some details on our last 4-inch here. So I'm doing some detail by the eye. I'm going to try to show you guys this. So I'm going to the center of the eye and just putting a line out. Just like that. Bring one to the top here. Another one to the top. Like I said, I'm using the eye as the center because my eye will cover up all these coming together. And we're going to come down here, do that one. And then we're going to do this one backwards. We're going to go up to the eye. Just like that. It doesn't look like much, but it does make a difference. All right, everybody, so I thought I'd come on here for a second and tell you what just happened. So halfway through that clip you just watched, it cut off. I don't know what happened. I don't know if I bumped the pause button or, you know, the camera just decided to stop working for some reason like that. But it only showed half of the clip where I was detailing the baits. I just want everybody to know that I will show the full process of me detailing the baits, where I paint like the lines off the eyes and I do like the stripes for like a bluegill. As you can see, we haven't even got to the second color yet. Luckily, I do check my clips sometimes when I have some downtime. I do have some downtime right now because, as you can see, these baits on the hot plate are still cooling down. They are pretty hot to the touch. Probably needs about another 20 to 25 minutes before we can actually open these up and take a look at them. But I just thought I'd come here and tell you what's going on. I will definitely show the whole process of detailing the baits in the next color and stuff like that. Sorry about that, and back to the show. So I just realized something, that this just made the perfect belly color. So I'm going to pour these in the belly first, then we'll put a couple of drops of black, and then we'll pour it again. So I'm going to start pouring some bellies. Don't worry, I brought you over here with me to pour some bellies. We're going to do this last one here. I got you at an angle there because I got to see down into the bait. Going right up to the top of the hook slot. Perfect. All right, we got our same cup of plastic here. Now we're going to put maybe 1 drop, maybe 2 drops of black and wake this pixie dust up. We'll start off with 1. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, that's nice. I'm going to go 1 more. Whoops. 1 more drop. There we go. And that is going to be our top color right there. I'm going to put this back in the microwave. Look at that color. Heat it back up, and then we'll pour the tops. All right, same as last time I poured the other ones. Let me get it on a good angle here. There we go. I hope I made the top color dark enough. It looks a little darker. Going around the camera, coming up with a tail. Woo, got a little carried away there. Woo. Whew. Saved it though, a little bit over pour there, but that's all right. All right, we're gonna let them cook for a little bit, let them cool down, then we'll take a look at it. I'll see you in a little bit. All right, everybody, these just came off the hot plate. They are cool to the touch. Let's take a look at them, see how they look. Let's go ahead and get the wing nuts off of the 3-inchers here. Oh yeah, oh yeah, look at that. Oh yeah, that is definitely going to sparkle in the water there. Heck yeah. Put that to the side. See how this other one looks. Came out looking pretty good. Oh yeah, the 3s look great. Let's see how the 4s look. Should have took these wing nuts off before I started the camera, but that's alright. Oh yeah, those 4s look awesome. Look at all that. That is going to catch the eyes of the fish for sure. Yeah. Let's take a look at this one. This one we'll take out of the mold. Look at that. Look at all that pixie dust. So this was the Pixie Dust bluegill. This was nothing in it at the bottom. We made an executive decision there, and then I put a couple drops of black on the top there. It came out with this really cool looking bluegill pattern. Wow, that has got a lot of stuff going on in it. Look at that, even the nose. Woo! And those lateral lines look amazing. Look at it from that angle. Oh, that looks awesome. Let's take it off of that. Now you can really see the belly. Woo! That is a cool looking color. Alright, now let's make some sungill. Alright everybody, we have got them all laid out. They're all cleaned up. We're going to take this heat gun and just hit them a little bit. This just makes them kind of fall into all the little cracks and crevices, so your capsule pour attaches to your mold real good. Make sure you get by the eye. Make sure it gets that eye socket good. Just like that. There we go, that's perfect. And we'll set that to the side. And then as you can see, I added some holographic gold and some orange glitter with our black for our capsule pour there, which I think will make a really good color scheme for our sungill. We're gonna let these cool down for a little bit, then we'll start putting some details on them. All right, everybody, let's detail some eyes. So I got you up here close. I'm gonna start right from the middle like I did before. Make a long line. I might have bumped the camera with the brush there. Then I'm going to come down. Then you could also make like a vine off of this, like a little vein. There we go. Just like that. The bottom one's a little tough because you got to go with the contour of the head. So I'm going to do it backwards. Take it right up to the eye. And then we're going to do one more going towards the top. Just like that. I'm going to fix that vine up a little bit. And there you go. And then for the stripes, I'm going to lay it down flat. Put a little bit of paint on my brush. This is a brush that I got from a clipper set. Works perfect. You can get these on Amazon. And we're just going to dab it. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Just like that. Alright, we have done our other eye there, as you can see. We're going to put it next to this one because we want our stripes to line up. Put a little bit of paint on my brush. Dab a lot of it off. And then we're going to go for it. Here we go. 1, 2. And what that does, if I can hold both these like this, is that lines up your stripes so it looks kind of the same on both sides. So, alright, there is the detailing in it. There's that side. There's this side. Here is one of the 3-inch ones. Did the same thing. And we're going to let these dry for a little bit, and then we're going to put them on the hot plate, start pouring some sungill Pixie Dust. Alright everybody, let's pour this last one together here. This is pretty easy because it is just one color. I ain't got to worry about hitting where I want my, belly color to come out. I gotta tell you, this Pixie Dust by itself in sungill is a pretty awesome color. That should be perfect. There we go. We got everything topped off there. Solid color. Got some detail in it. We're going to cook this for about 10 minutes, then let it cool down for a while, and then we'll take a look at them and see how they look. Alright everybody, these are ready to be opened up. I went ahead and took all the wing nuts off, but I have not opened them up yet. So let's check out these G3s first. Little guys. See how they look. Whoa, that looks awesome. Yeah. I dig that. That's cool. There's the other one. Yeah, look at that. Sweet. Now I definitely want to see the 4s because it's a bigger profile. I'll be able to see more of the detail. Oh, that wasn't coming on that side. Oh yeah. Wow, that looks awesome. Sweet. And then we'll get this one out of here. This one's like stuck. There we go. Let's go ahead and take this one completely out of the mold. Look at that. Oh, that looks awesome. Wow. That sungill is quite a color. Oh, I should have pulled that flashing off. Whoops. Let me get this flashing off here real fast. There we go. Check that out. Excuse me. Yeah. There's a lot going on there. Look at the detail in that too. You know what we're going to do? We're going to put some eyes on them and we'll be right back. I'm also going to put some eyes on the other ones too. Alright everybody, so I got eyes on them. I found some blue ones for the 3-inch bluegill one. I think they came out looking pretty sweet. Look at that detail on there. That's a pretty awesome looking bait. Then I had these more realistic ones for the 4-inch ones. So the 3-inch ones take 5mm ones and the 4-inch ones take 6mm ones. So that's the size of the eyes. Looks pretty sweet. On the 3-inch sungill, I went with the gold for the first one. I think gold really makes that color pop. But then I also put a red eye. Let me get my fingers out of the way. A red eye on this one. Detail around the eye just kind of gives it the extra character. And then I didn't have any 6mm red, so I just went with gold for the 4-inch sungill here, which, I mean, it's a good color for it. So here's the last one. And I like this color. Look at that. Look at that shimmer on there. Just crazy. Amazing. Let's do the 3. Let's do this one. The bluegill in the 4-inch. Look at that. Whew. And that's in my shop light. When this gets out there in the sun, it's going to drive them fish nuts. Alright everybody, that's going to do it for this one. I appreciate you watching. If you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button. Also give this video a like, give it a share, and leave me a comment down below. Tell me which one of the baits you like the best. I think the bluegill and the sunfish both came out looking pretty sweet. Cannot say enough about that pixie dust. It just does some really crazy things when you add it to plastisol. And as you can see, we didn't really have to add too much to it to make some really awesome looking baits. And just seeing these in the shop light was amazing. But I cannot wait to get these out on the river and see them in the sun and stuff like that. But that's going to do it for this one. I appreciate you watching. But before we go, let's take another look at these baits.